Offload your current provider and come to Q Streaming. Get access to over 1,000 local and live TV channels and most series and movies found on multiple streaming platforms. Consolidate them all in one place with Q. By supporting Q, you are supporting the kingdom and ministries like ours. You'll unlock earlier access to our podcasts and content exclusive to Q alone. Scan the QR code for more information.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to For Zion's Sake, Episode 2. This is our Israeli partnership with Circle of Eden podcast, as well as the Olive Press. And so we were just so happy to announce that we are partnering with Israel, our brothers and sisters in Israel, through our news contact, who is Doobie, Sabbo, who will be reporting boots on the ground from the Holy Land. And so if you guys missed it, be sure to check out episode 1 of For Zion's Sake, which aired on the 29th of September. This is episode 2. And so we're going to go ahead and bring on our Israeli contact, Doobie Sabbo, to tell you what is going on in the Holy Land. Here he is.
Shalom, Shalom Israel partners, and welcome. Welcome to our weekly report. We're now exactly 2 weeks before the Jewish high holidays. Rosh Hashanah is about 2 weeks from today, and this is the Jewish New Year. And we are still in a process of raising enough funds for the food and care packages for our Golani soldiers and their families. Although, unfortunately, the majority of our soldiers are not going to be able to celebrate the holidays with their families, as they are right now surrounding Gaza City. The vast majority of the Israeli military right now, including dozens of thousands of reservists, are all around the city of Gaza now in the last effort to go in, take down Gaza, and release our hostages. As we speak now, we still have 48 hostages in the hands of Hamas in the tunnels in Gaza. We are thinking that 20 of them are still alive and the rest been murdered already by the Hamas, but we are not giving up. We're not going to surrender. We're not going to let Hamas win and prevail. Israel is determined to go into Gaza, conquer the city, and take these people out unless the Hamas is going to lay down their weapons, surrender, and leave Gaza. These are our conditions for the negotiations that we are hearing now, that Hamas has been accepting the terms of the international community, but eventually they want Israel to stop the war. They want the Israeli soldiers to retreat from Gaza and from the surrounding areas, and they literally want us to lose the war so they can stay in power and continue ripping off their own people and continue preparing for another attack and another 7th of October. Israel cannot compromise. We cannot leave with this sword over our heads. And therefore, the Israeli military, the prime minister, the ministers of Israel, the cabinet are determined to launch our attack in the next few days, I think, into Gaza, to do whatever needs to be done, to flip every stone until we will release our hostages and bring them home to safety, and those who's been murdered, bring them home to appropriate burial. Israel now is in a place where all the nation, literally all the nation, is determined to go and release our soldiers. The Hamas has been announcing recently that they accepted the terms of the international community, but all they want is to stay in power and to launch another attack and another attack and another attack. Israel's conditions are clear. We will not surrender until they will lay down their arms, release our hostages, and walk out of Gaza. And that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're about to pray for the upcoming high holidays. Release our hostages.
All right, everybody. So that is the update again from Doobie Sabbo, who we are proud to partner with. He is in the Holy Land. He will be giving us news each week out of Israel and tell us step by step what is going on. I also want to just kind of add to his report today. CBN News reported that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did shelf discussions of Judea and Samaria. This article was just put out today. And so Prime Minister Netanyahu did decide to shelf a plan to apply Israeli sovereignty to the biblical lands of Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank. The plan was scheduled for discussion in a meeting of government ministers on Thursday of this week. And the meeting will now concentrate on the security situation in Judea and Samaria in light of the threat from Western nations to recognize a Palestinian state at the United Nations this month. The Jerusalem Post reports that defense officials are expected to caution ministers that the West Bank could erupt instantly during the push for a Palestinian statehood, and Netanyahu's decision to postpone the annexation plan came after a warning from the United Arab Emirates to Israel and to President Trump that annexing Judea and Samaria would threaten the Abraham Accords signed nearly 5 years ago between Israel and Arab states. This was during President Trump's first tenure as president of the United States. Remember, the Abraham Accords were signed. And so this is also going on. And I just wanted to kind of read this quote as well, because this is pertinent to this news article. And this is from the finance minister in Israel. And he says, beyond the historical, biblical, and moral right of the Jewish people to their land, sovereignty has a paramount security role to prevent the establishment of an Arab terror state in the heart of our homeland and to secure the safety of Israel's citizens for generations. And now I also want to give you the response from Mike Huckabee, who is serving as the U.S. ambassador to Israel, and what his thoughts were on this push for a Palestinian state by the United Nations. And so this is what he had to say. He said that this is an insane move and a futile effort. And he also says that the war against Hamas is a fight against the most demonic forces ever unleashed on this earth. So that's a direct quote from him. The most demonic forces ever unleashed on this earth is Hamas. And so he is calling this insane, a futile effort to try to create a Palestinian state. And so to watch his full interview, and he goes into more details of what we can do to win the global public relations battle, and why we should stand against a Palestinian state, you can always go to CBN and watch his interview. It is truly enlightening. And so this is the conclusion of episode 2 for Zion's sake. And please, if the Holy Spirit weighs on your heart to do so, as Doobie Sabbo said, as they are headed into their holy days, and there's a lot of soldiers that really could use our support. And so if it weighs on your heart to do so, please consider donating towards food and care packages at paypal.me/blesszion today. We thank you for your support. And as always, please continue to pray for Israel, pray for peace, and also pray for the hostages to be brought home alive, and pray for their strength in enduring what I can't even possibly imagine they are enduring right now. And so please continue to pray for them as well. And until next week, we hope this knowledge empowers and blesses you. Thank you for tuning in.